If you woke up broke, your ass should have never went to sleep.
I have scored over 100 points on multiple opponents. I have the most insane and glitchiest offenses, and I make my opponents quit just for my defense alone. If you're tired of losing in college football and Madden, I'm here to help. If you want to win 10 times more in both college football and Madden, all you need to do is go to the link in the description and head over to my Patreon. This isn't like any other ebook. I connect with my community and you can ask me any questions whenever and I will make videos just for you. I give out the best sauce, even my own personal sauce, so you can start winning right now. I offer ebooks, one-on-one sessions, coaching sessions, lab sessions, and give out the best tips and tricks just so you can win more games in both college football and Madden. Get legit, yo, it's your boy Get Live. I'm out here about another YouTube video, and today, y'all boys, I'm going to be putting y'all on one defense that's going to win you more games in college football 26. And the great thing about this defense, it is in a lot of different playbooks. It is in the 3-3-5, 3-3-5 tight, 3-4, 3-4 multiple, and then the 4-3 multiple defensive playbook. Me and Ultimate Team, I'm currently using the North Carolina State, that is 3-3-5, just in case y'all boys wanted to know. And the formation we're going to be going over is dime 2-3 odd. I know a lot of y'all boys are familiar with this defense, and it is making a strong comeback. And the play we're going to be going over is cover 4 quarters. Now, before we get into this video, if y'all boys are tired of losing in college football 26, I am currently on a 150 plus game win streak in Ultimate Team. So make sure you go to the link in the description and go ahead, head over to that Patreon. So y'all boys to get all the adjustments, all the sauce on defense, offenses, the best abilities, what players to get, how to make the most amount of coins, so you can have the best team and win games in college football 26. First, we're going to go ahead and start with the coaching adjustment. So go ahead and click down on R3, and then we're going to turn off our auto flip. Then we're going to go down to the bottom, and for safety width, go ahead and put that pinch. So just go over to the left once, and then for safety depth, go to the left once again, and go ahead and do it to close. Now, like I said, for the adjustments, make sure you head over to my Patreon. It is adjustments I like to do with the option and read key. But now let's go ahead and set up this defense. Now, the play we're going to be going over is cover 4 quarters. Now, if you back out and hover over the formation, you could click triangle for your substitutions. Now, just make sure your left linebacker or safety is just whoever you want to use. Just find your best user. Right now, we do have Kendall Daniels there. You know, he's 6'5". I like to use him. And then I like to have a fast linebacker there, or you could also put a safety. Just put a fast, somebody that you think on your defense is fast and physical and would get after, that quarterback. And then on my D line, of course, we have Dylan Stewart, Aaron Donald, and then Peyton, best D line in the nation. Now, like I said, the play we're going to be going over is the cover 4 quarters. First, we're going to be covering, the pass. Now, match, it is, basically like a man coverage, but while we're in zone. So just to show y'all boys, the coverage of that coverage aspect of it before we get into these adjustments, I just want to show y'all boys how the match will play, just so y'all boys are aware. If you don't make, one simple adjustment, how the coverage can get, busted, and they could possibly score, an easy touchdown or so. Or, sometimes it's actually, it's good to run match coverage. So let's go ahead and go instant replay. I mean, and I do have Vic, this is my offense, but imagine a slower quarterback. We should have had that sack right there. But instead of them boys dropping into quarters, as you see, they're basically playing man. So this safety, he sees that drag, he goes down with it. Now, if he crashes down like that, of course, we could have easily got beat over the top. But of course, I have great DBs. But as you see, everybody is just playing man coverage. Now, like I said, sometimes it's great to have match coverage. As you see, we have also our flat. He's also playing him in man coverage. Just so y'all boys know now, if we make one simple adjustment, now they will actually play a zone instead of playing match coverage. So as you see, as this ball is snapped, now everybody is just sitting in the zone. And it's nowhere for, Michael Vick to throw the ball. Now he does have to run. So just to go ahead and, show y'all boys real quick how they play it now. You see everybody is sitting in their zone now. Nobody's really picking a man to guard. Of course, we have our flats there guarding the flats, and then me with the user in the middle. Now, the first thing I always like to do so I don't get caught off guard is actually cancel the match. So to cancel the match, you're going to click triangle, and then you can either flick your right stick up or down to shade underneath. So this is how the normal defense looks. If we go ahead and shade underneath, as you see, they will play the hard flats, and then let's go ahead and reset it and go ahead and play them over the top. Then they're just going to play, the curl flats, but it's, it's not match coverage anymore. So that's the first thing I like to do, just so I don't get quick typed and then I end up being in match. Then the second adjustment is this linebacker. We have to make sure we move this linebacker either behind or right beside the linebacker we're going to use. Now make sure he is at least 5 to 6 yards off the ball, because of course if we put him right here, you see he runs right back to a spot. We try to put him closer, he runs right back to a spot. So you have to make sure just kind of put him right behind him, and as you see, he stays in place. And then with our user, we could just play around, hover over like the tackle and the guard. And then my last final adjustment I like to do is click R1 and flick up on that right stick to go ahead and pass commit. And as you see, ooh, he threw it to Saquon right there, but it was initially clamped up. Now it is a way to get this loop blitz layer every single time. I'm going to show y'all boys, the based and stocked way to go ahead and run this defense. Now I will drop that on my Patreon, because y'all boys, as y'all boys know, I am the defensive menace. You see that defense is screaming there. I feel like the abilities that you have running this defense is very important, but I will let y'all boys know I did try out having quick jump on that linebacker that's blitzing. I didn't like it too much. It really wasn't, the best. Now, of course, if you add the switch stick in with this defense, it's even more crazy. So, once this ball is snapped, we could just go ahead and switch it to the right, come back to the middle, guard the drag, flick back up, and as you see, now that quarterback's in shambles. So that's the difference. As y'all seen the first couple plays, I wasn't switch sticking, and now that we switch sticked, that big, he doesn't know what to do, because everything is clamped up. And as you see, this is how the defense should look when you do it right. We have that loop blitzer coming free and getting that sack. Now, of course, somebody that's smart, a smart football player, we only have 3 defensive linemen. We both of them B gaps, and basically them A gaps are free. But guess what? We do have a way to shoot these gaps so we can also shut down the run. Now, you may ask, when do we know our opponent is going to run? Your opponent will let you know early in the game by his play style, if he likes to run the ball, pass the ball, do RPOs, such. Also on a down and distance, if he's going to run or not. So that's just, based on the opponent. But most of the time, people do pass the ball. I would say probably 95% of the time, there's really no heavy runners. It's very rare that you'll come into a team that, just likes to run the ball all game. So some obvious ways to tell if your opponent is going to run the ball, like I said, depending on the down and distance, that, if it's 3rd and short, so 3rd and short, 3rd and 2, or if it's like 4th and 1. Now, of course, if you're in those situations, you really don't want to be in this defense. That's not the smartest way, but let's just act like it was 3rd and 10. He threw the ball, and then he harried up. Now, we're going to set this defense up the exact same. We're going to move our blitzer over, and then this is very important. Now, with our user, we're just going to move him right outside of the box. So just, the best way to do it, just move him right outside of your end. Now, of course, if we know he's running the ball, we're not going to pass commit. And now this is going to make that guard not even see you. And as you see, we could have came free, but also Aaron Donald end up, shedding that block. And now, of course, if you got a dominant D tackle like that, he's going to make the job a lot easier. But as you see, that left guard, he's going up to the looper. And you see, I'm free, so we're shooting the gap. Now, of course, Aaron Donald threw him into me. So, he just had to bounce out. We would have had that hit, but we end up getting the stop. So let's go ahead and do it one more time. Just move him over, move him outside. Now, of course, as you see, if he tries to, bend it back, we also have that looper across the middle. And like I said, Aaron Donald, he's just doing his thing. But you see, I'm coming free every single time in that B gap. It's really nowhere for him to go, and he's not getting any yards. Now we're just going to go ahead and switch it up, run a different run play, just so y'all boys can see. This is the best way to gap shoot against any type of
run. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that boy Aaron Donald was just literally tossing that O-lineman. Now, here's a great way, you know, if they run counter, showing you that gap shoot my users outside of this DN. You know, I do the counter and I'm flying straight through that gap, and then I end up making the tackle. So that's the inside zone that got shut down, and that's also a counter that gets shut down. So as you see, we just try to shoot right through this gap, and we're making the play. Now, of course, you just gotta, it's really on the user. I mean, if you don't make that tackle, he possibly could break, but as you see, we're flying through every single time. Now, if you're really close to him, you could spam X, but if you feel like, you know, he could end up breaking away, then just go ahead and hit square just like that. You know, I got bumped, so I just went ahead and, you know, tapped square, and he ended up diving. So as you see, we got bumped right there, and of course, we can't spam X in this situation, and this is a possibility. You know, Saquon, he could end up outrunning everybody. They got the perfect blocks and scoring. So like I said, it's up to us. We dive and we end up making that tackle. All right, y'all boys, now that is it for, you know, the basic setup of this defense. Just to show y'all boys an example what will be in the Patreon. It will be different setups and coverages to make this defense even better and to make it scream crazy, you know, that blitz. Like I said, make sure y'all boys tap in, go ahead and hit that link in bio. If this video helped, go ahead, drop a like, and go ahead and drop a sub. Make sure you share it to someone that needs help, and let me know what y'all boys want to see in the next video. But it's your boy Get Limar, and I'm out.